On this episode of Saturn Archives, we check out the much adored classic Panzer Dragoon, followed by the remake on PS4. Alright, so this is Panzer Dragoon, a staple of the Sega Saturn library. Everyone's heard of it. Everyone loves it, probably. This cover, it's a little dated. The CG is of an age. It's still cool though. It's straightforward. You know what you're getting into. As you approach the bottom, it becomes a little more confusing about what you're looking at. I would have preferred like proper artwork, but this is fine too. Next, this is going to be a little weird because this PDF's a bit differently formatted than previous ones. The Sky Rider falls. Thousands of years have passed since a once thriving human civilization perished in the dust. Mankind has nearly been destroyed by its own bioweapons. These genetically altered creatures turned against their masters, and as a result, the human race was pushed to the brink of extinction. Again, I'm doing this after playing the game. I did skim through this, but for the most part, this is information I don't have during the next gameplay portion here. A tribe of humans known as the Imperials recently discovered an ancient tower, a tower that houses an arsenal of devastatingly powerful ancient weapons. The weapons discovered in the tower were used by the Imperials to hunt and destroy the dangerous creatures roaming across the earth. Many believed that the human race would rise again, rebuild their lives, and live in peace, safe from the bioweapons of the ancient time. But there is an ancient saying, power is the father of desire, and desire is the father of aggression. This is the creed of the Imperials, sworn on being the new masters of the earth. You are a member of a hunting party out in the vast and arid Great Plains. You are puzzled at the sight of an Imperial battlecruiser passing overhead. As you watch the ship float by, a burrower leaps from beneath the ground and attacks one of your fellow hunters. Your hunting instinct takes over as you chase after it, only to find yourself in an untraveled canyon. Over here on the next page, this is just going over the opening video, of course. At the end of it is the entrance to a strange abandoned storehouse. In it you find more than your quarry. You are surprised by the sight of two dragons engaged in a spectacular air battle, right above you. The rider of the armored blue dragon is fatally wounded by a powerful laser blast through his chest. The blue dragon and its rider land before you. The Sky Rider stretches out his hand to you, a desperate gesture for help. As your hand touches his, the Sky Rider's mind and yours become one. In his final thoughts, you see the tower that is under control of the Imperials. They have discovered the true use of the tower, the most powerful weapon ever created. With this and the Dark Dragon, a bioweapon created by the tower, the Imperials will be unstoppable. The Sky Rider speaks his final words. Don't let the Dark Dragon return to the tower. If that happens, the horror of the ancient time. The Sky Rider falls at your feet, his life force spiraling off into the great unknown. The dragon lets out a piercing cry for its fallen master. You look at the dragon, and it looks back at you, waiting. A few moments later, armed with the Sky Rider's weapon, you choose to fulfill your destiny, to fight and triumph. And now the fate of the world rests on the wings of an armored blue dragon. Moving on from there, we have the control pad functions. Very straightforward stuff. You learn all this pretty quickly. You got your right shift and left shift that changes the view in 90-degree increments. Start button, pause, directional pad. You know how this goes. X, Y, and Z are your standard dynamic and long-range camera angles. A, B, and C are weapons. Of course, there's the confirm and cancel in the menus. Just a hold to lock on. These can be changed, of course. The pre-flight options is pretty much nothing. The option mode is obvious. You know, you can set it so that your aiming is normal or reversed, all the buttons and what they do. Yada yada, but this flight view was a little interesting of a map here. It tells you how it works, I guess. Press L to go one way, R to go the other way, L and R to go that way from there. It's just, I don't know, I really didn't feel like this needed a map, like a mapping sort of thing, but it's cool, and that's fun. Now we learn about targeting and scoring. The laser given to you by the Sky Rider is a relic of the ancient time, a powerful weapon, when in capable hands. To use the laser, use the D-pad to aim at the target. The target should appear inside the rotating box sights, and press A, B, or C to fire. To fire homing, press and hold A, B, or C and aim the sights at an enemy. or enemies with the D-pad. When a set of blue crosshairs appears on the target or targets, release the button and the homing laser beam is released. Up to 8 enemies can be targeted at the same time, so it is 8. Again, I'm reading this after playing it. I did assume it was 8 while we play. Each area you fly through contains a certain number of enemies. For each enemy you down, your point score increases. If you destroy it more than a certain percent of all the enemies in the area, you receive a credit. 1 credit is used each time your dragon loses all its energy, so target well and destroy as many enemies as you can. And this is where it is revealed that in the easy game you don't need to worry about gaining credits. You can continue as many times as you like. However, you may only proceed as far as the 4th episode, of which I believe there was 6 or 7. In the normal game you start out with 3, and in the hard game you start with 0. The enemies hit a lot harder too, take note of that. Your dragon runs out of energy when it takes too much damage from enemies. You can tell how much damage your dragon has taken by looking at the blue energy bar at the lower left side of the battle screen. When your dragon runs out of energy and you have credits remaining, the continue screen appears. Select yes to continue the game from the start of the last episode you were in, or no to exit to the title screen. If you have no credits left, game over appears on the screen, followed by the Sega logo and story intros. This manual, very short, very sweet, straight to the point. It's a short, sweet, and simple game as well. So let's dive right on into that. Sega, what do you present to us? Thousands of years have passed since a once thriving human civilization perished in the dust. Time goes by, passing their existence in fear of the ever-present shadow of cybergenetic warfare. The few remaining human beings struggle to regain the power that they have lost. Would that fucking thing get out of the way? There we go, cheap-ass converters. With a desolate future, the people look to their past for a glint of hope. Excavations at an ancient tower have provided the people with the deadly arsenal now turned upon their foes. This power has created strife amongst surrounding nations, all struggling against each other and the evil forces of the Dark Dragon. The fate of the world rests on the wings of an armored blue dragon. That text lasts exactly as long as I can read it. How wonderful. Now, I think there was voice acting there. I have the volume very low on my TV, so I don't know for sure. I think they speak a made-up language in this. So I have some embarrassing confessions to make, despite my love of the Sega Saturn. This is my first time playing the first Panzer Dragoon on the Sega Saturn. Now, a long time ago, I did play it on the PC. I played the PC version of it. And, admittedly, I did not get too far. I found it very difficult. Because that's, you know, when you're a kid, things are a bit more difficult in games. Especially these older ones. So I'm going to be using the invincibility cheat on normal difficulty to ensure I get through the whole thing, because maybe I can handle it now as an adult. Maybe it's not so hard for me. But I don't want to take the chance. I want this to be a fun video where we get to the end. And so yeah, this is my first time playing it on Saturn. I'm very excited. I played Panzer Dragoon 2 on Saturn. That might have been the first Saturn game I ever played, because I remember when I had bought the Saturn, they tested it out in the store, and the first thing they popped in was Panzer Dragoon 2, so that was decided for me. And so I played a fair amount of that. I've seen the Panzer Dragoon anime, which is a relic of its time, certainly. The reason why I'm playing this now, suddenly, is I think it's pretty obvious. It's already out on Switch, but the Panzer Dragoon remake is now here on the PS4, the console that I have. So I will be playing that after this. So look forward to that video as well. So yeah, I'm gonna be using invincibility to get through the whole thing, and if it really doesn't seem as difficult as I think it could be, then that's great, and I'll be able to beat the one on PS4 successfully. But this should be an exciting experience, being able to compare the two side by side in one sitting. I wonder if this cutscene is in it. I wonder if this cutscene is in it and touched up, or if it's been completely remade. I'm not gonna lie, I've followed little to no news on the Panzer Dragoon remake. I heard some people saying that the controls were a little laggy on the Switch, and that maybe that was patched to be better. But I'm the kind of guy that likes to go into things not knowing. I like to be surprised and learn things as I go instead of having all the excitement spoiled for me. So this'll be about as fresh eyes as possible. First time playing this game on the Saturn. First time touching the remake with little to nothing known about it. And I mean, because it was a remake of a Saturn game, I was pretty committed to buying it anyways. Like, let's not mess around here. I think Panzer Dragoon is very cool, what I do know of it. I still haven't even played Saga. I suppose I could burn it and give it a try, because I have the the cartridge to do so. But you know, I'd like to actually own that one day myself. It's kind of like the Holy Grail, because it's like super expensive. One day I will. One day I will tackle that game. Because like I said, I am interested in this series. I think it's pretty cool. I like a lot of the things going on. I just never really got too much into it. So maybe this is my opportunity to do so. Perhaps Panzer Dragoon 2 will get the remake treatment that the first one is getting in time. I think I heard that that might be a possibility. Not so sure about Saga, and I have seen a bit of Orta played. A friend of mine had an Xbox around when that came out, and I was like, hey, this looks pretty cool, and he's like, yeah, it does, I'll play it. So I saw him play a little bit of it. I clearly not a very good Sega fan, if I don't know shit about Panzer Dragoon, but I'm willing to learn, and let's do that now. So this guy had an epic battle with a scary black dragon, and now he's passing on his memories to me. Because he died. Can I bond with your dragon? Or, like, is he still mourning you? That seems fairly mournful. But he did leave me this cool gun. I guess we're pals now. Oh yeah, I think he likes me. Here we go. I already have a vague understanding of this plot, because like I said, I watched that anime. If this is your first time hearing that Panzer Dragoon has an anime, I'd like to apologize for introducing that into your life. But it's there now. You might as well go watch it. It's not even like a full series, it's like a single movie that's like 30 to 40 minutes, I think. This video is long. Not a whole lot has happened in it, but it's been going on for a long time. I feel like I've been watching this video since the day started. Okay, it seems like it's over now. Oh yeah, I am ready to press start button. But what is this? Is this gameplay demo, or is it still opening, like intro? I'm not super sure. There's not a lot going on, we're just like panning over. Oh wait, stuff's appearing. There it is. Okay, it's still part of the intro. Oh, and then it fades to like an actual like decent picture instead of the textures. That was nice. That was kind of smooth and cool. I've seen better, but that was fine. I think Dark Savior did a pretty great job of having an opening. Anyways, let's get this thing started. Alright, so as we can see, like I said, I will be cheating to get through this. I'm putting in invincible mode. Always really great when a cheat has a confirmation sound, so you know it worked. This one just puts it right on the screen, which is, it's kind of nice, because like, what if I wanted to lie and just pretend I was really good? Now I'm ousted, and you all know I'm using this cheat. Oh no, stop! I diddled around too long, so now... Okay. Good, it's still on. So, just right off the bat, the main menu is just easy game, normal game, hard game. In the instruction manuals it says on easy you only get to go as far as the 4th stage. Normal and hard being, of course, the whole game. And I believe I read that when you put in the invincibility cheat, you do not get the good ending. So, just a heads up, unless I can find it somewhere else on YouTube, or if there is another cheat. Well, I have it on my phone here. What kind of cheats do we have, just in case you're curious? So we have Dragon Only mode, which just makes it so you can only lock on. That's a little silly. Infinite Continues, Invincibility, level 0. Which, that could be interesting to see. I don't know what that is. New weapons. That's a pretty complicated thing. I think it changes it so each button is a different weapon. Space Harrier mode, which is a reference back to the Space Harrier Sega game. That one's only the person without the dragon, so you're only shooting. Stage select. There's also a wizard mode, which speeds it up. Rolling mode, which makes it so you can do the rolling attack regardless of how much health you have. I don't super know what that means. Oh, and there are cheats where you can view ending as if just beat hard mode. And I believe there's one for normal too, so... if I don't get the good ending, we'll come back here and we'll put in that cheat. We're just going to cheat our way, because that's... I always found that to be a bit of a charm of old games, the cheats. Is this just going to be the same video again, but without that, like, text intro that there was? Okay, well, it seems that video is exactly that. So let's just get on with it. Episode 1. So I have a vague memory of how this plays. I don't think it's too complicated. A, B, and C are shoot. I believe they are all the same shoot, with the exception of that special extra weapons mode. Hold to lock on, and then your dragon shoots. One fun thing I did back in the day, I remember playing Panzer Dragoon 2 and I did this, is I would use a rapid controller. And you would set it so, like, A was rapid and B was not. So you would hold A to just not lock on, but instead shoot very, like, as rapidly as you possibly can, because you gotta mash to do it. So I had like one designated lock-on button and one was designated shoot as much as possible. So that's kind of cool. I guess I can dodge these oh. L and R, of course, is to, turn your view in 90-degree increments. I think X, Y, and Z changes. X is like close, Y, oh no, Y is very close. As we can see here, X is pulled back a little bit. And I believe Z is as far back as you can get. Those things are hitting me. That's bad news. Can I just like shoot these to make them fall? No, I just need to be careful. This is the kind of game that would really benefit from a mouse or analog stick. D-pad, not feeling too great. I don't want to shoot those. You can't lock on to projectiles, I guess. That's where the shooting comes into play. It doesn't seem to be too great against these guys, huh? Whereas a single lock-on does... Oh, yeah, a single lock-on does the trick. What is this? So I'm just flying above a very watery area, ruins. Very cool setting. I think it's pretty cool. I like that the aimer also is three-dimensional. And that it's not just like a thing on the screen, it actually has like you can like kind of see the line and the arc that the bullets are going to be going. Oh, those just blow up into many. But yeah, despite the geometry not being very complex right now, this is very pretty. I like this, I just like this world that we're in. The water is nice. It looks okay for the console. Does it splash when I shoot it, or is it only when enemies crash in? Oh no, there's just a splash whenever things collide with it. It looks nice. That plant just bit the fuck out of me. Can I not shoot the hell out of this plant or lock onto it? No, I just need to be careful. I suppose we're going here. How are we going to transition into an interior? Also notice that there's not actually a reflection. It's just like another different model, but like of lower quality. That's fun. That's a fun way to do that. You know, with the limited, you do the best with what you have. And, you know, it's really fun to see how, am I shooting this wall or what? It's fun to see how designers will, you know, do the best with what they have. If there's no actual reflection, how do you make a reflection appear? And fun little things like that. Oh boy, this must be the big nasty ship we saw. Let's lock onto these guys. I don't exactly know what that roll attack is. I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think in Panzer Dragoon 2, Panzer Dragoon's Vi, if you will, is it faster to lock on? Maybe. And then I'll shoot while that's, because there's a bit of a cooldown. You can't just lock on and then shoot and then lock on again. Yeah, there's many places. This actually, not to sort of compare this to an inferior product, but well, I mean, Drakengard 3 is pretty good in its way. I know the other Drakengard things have sections like this. I didn't really play much of the other Drakengards. I played a bit of the first one. I did do one of the Panzer Dragoon-like sections, but I did play a lot of Drakengard 3. And it had sections like this that are simply not as good. But then that's not the main game, right? It's the action that it's more focused on with. Okay, oh, pretty cool. We get to swing through in between it. I like that. That was a fun little transition. Dropping missiles. Do I want to stop that? Oh, I couldn't lock onto it. So I guess you just can't lock onto some things. That's why you need to work together. Which makes me wonder, those cheats where you're just the dragon or just the dude, would you just have to take some damage? If the name of the game isn't just locking on or shooting one or the other, you gotta do both. Let's take this guy down, alright. Let's inhale all that terrible black smoke. But yeah, this, you know, not getting a lot of great angles of it, especially with the camera zipping around so much, but our character model looks pretty okay. I get 1 credit. I missed 10 enemies. You know, I missed them intentionally so that they could, you know, send a message. They have a story to tell. Transmission from the patrol ship, sir. The target has been located in sector number 12. To all ships, prepare for battle. Inform ground troops to position wire barricade. Yes, sir. I guess maybe I won't talk over this. They have a made-up language. We need to appreciate these things. I wonder if it's the same made-up language in the remake. So many things I'm wondering. But that's the fun of it, is the wondering. Episode 2. These episodes don't have names. That's okay, I guess. Oh, you're a big boy. Let's blast all your bits before you go back underground. That guy is pretty cool looking. I see there's some guys on the other sides of me, but I really want to get these ones. Oh, this way. Get all. Oh, trying to get some of them. Oh, it's getting really active up here. Good thing I have that lock on. Oh, now we're gonna transition into cave. It's these fucking scorpions. The ones that were hassling me in the initial cutscene. Presumably. Well, maybe not the same ones, but the same kind, perhaps. I think there's a section in 2 that it was really reminding me of. I think it's like the second stage. You're getting chased by these things as you make your way through like the valleys and stuff. I'm getting surrounded on all sides here. So I will probably not include this in my on a rail sort of show I do on my channel where I play rail games for just any console, not specifically Saturn, because I mean, this is technically on a rail, But like these Star Fox type games, I've just never really considered quite the same as a rail shooter. I guess I mean it in the more arcadey sense, where you have even less control than moving your character at all. I guess what I'm saying is, if you can move your character, I don't really count it as a rail shooter, even if you are on a set path. Oh, I let that guy hit me. I was going easy on him. Oh, those ones will just get away. But yeah, I've just never been a big fan of like the moving and aiming being the same thing. Oops. Like the way a lot of like spaceship style shooters like this, even if this isn't necessarily a spaceship, I prefer to move the aimer and the thing. I mean, I can understand with a spaceship if the guns only go one way, but like this, you know, the laser beams kind of track, so it's not necessarily, you know, depending on which way. Like, look, I'm not even facing this guy right now, and the lasers are reaching him just fine. And the guy on it shoots separately from the way the dragon is, obviously. So I've just never really been a fan of, you know, when you aim, you also move. I'd rather do those things independently, which I understand you can't really do with one D-pad and these 6 buttons. You could do that with, you know, twin stick shooter, for example. You need 2 sticks for that. That's why it's called that. But I just don't like the way it controls like that. Never been a fan of the Star Fox games, or any Nintendo really, but I mean, it's fine. It's serviceable enough. It's just not my preference. I'm not even super sure how I would dodge that. There doesn't seem to be a lot of space to be somewhere else. Also, yeah, why was I in the super close view? I thought I left it on the zoomed out one. That's what I would like to see. You get more peripherals that way. Also, these guys don't have health bars, so are they even counted as bosses? Are they just hanging around to get hit a whole bunch? Who's this over here? Oh, there's just a little friend. Bye, friend. Explode into a blood cloud. Oh gosh, I didn't see that guy behind me. Oh, now he's in front of me. Get out of the way of that. Oh, I can lock onto him many times. I accidentally pressed R. Did I press R? I'm pretty sure I didn't press R. But, is this the evil dark dragon that I was told to, stop? Did we catch up? His attacks are very easy to dodge. Whoop! I feel like usually I would at least run into them by accident because I'm a doofus, but I'm not. That's not even happening. He's very close to me now. It makes me nervous. I don't have enough time to react. Where are you going? Oh, he's charging something up! Ow! Can I shoot that? Yeah, I can. Now he's in front of me. Thanks for that radar. So yeah, that radar up top is pretty handy. Tells you which way things are, so that you're not just blindsided suddenly. Just be sure to watch it. Yeah, this boss is easy as tits. There we go. What do you got? You had nothing. Oh no, do you have something? Oh, he's bigger. Much bigger. And there's just like tornadoes around. That's cool. Sets creates a bit of a setting there. Wow, I missed 53 enemies? Jesus Christ, I'm terrible at this.